up, guys? How's it going? So, just finished work. It's a Friday, you know, can't complain. It's hot out, 82, great car weather. Today's video is something special, and we're going over to Gary's house to check it out, what it is. But it is a performance mod for the Supra, and so we're gonna head over there, meet up with him, and get started. So I was getting lasered just now. I don't know where. That guy behind me is definitely not one. It's so weird. Look at this guy. Finally arriving. Oh, we got window tints. That's nice. We have an exhaust installed today. Yeah. Because we have a exhaust installed today. So I told you guys one of the biggest things and one of the biggest mods I want to do on the Supra is getting a good exhaust for the car. Let me put this fan down. Is getting a good exhaust for the car. I went with the Magnaflow XMOD exhaust. I am holding one of the, I think these are the resonator chambers. Resonators in my hand right now because actually the exhaust is just split into pieces right now in the garage. But the reason why I went with this exhaust over a couple of the other ones, which were the HKS and ARC DTS, was that essentially the price and modularity. So obviously because I'm holding it, it is a pre-owned exhaust. There was a couple thousand miles on it, but it wasn't really that bad. I went in person to check the exhaust to make sure all of the V-bands that this guy uses were okay. And the quality of the exhaust was pretty good too. Like, there's not really any rust on the car, and it was only used for a short period of time. So for the price that I got it at, and for what's its MSRPing at, which is almost $2,000, it kind of made sense in my mind just to buy this exhaust. Another thing is the modularity. So for this exhaust, it's pretty modular, meaning it gives you the resonator chamber, so you can kind of like change up the dynamic and tone you want, both in normal and sport mode. They also gives you no chamber resonators. They're just regular piping that you put into the exhaust to make it louder, essentially, give them more flow. But yeah, I think for modularity, this is probably one of the most modular exhausts out there. It does use the active exhaust butterfly valve, so you do have your mode still compared to like something like an AWE. And also in tone, I really did enjoy this tone. But right now we're just gonna let the Supra cool off for a little bit because I did give it some little revs to show you guys what it is before the exhaust install. And after that, we're gonna jack up the car and basically start wrenching on the car.
2 hours later.
Alright, it's just a short update. So we're trying to jack this car up, and from the back we do it by the rear diff, not the fins, and then the front there is like an area where you do it right in front of the oil outlet. But we don't have a jack that can go all the way in, and we don't have 2x4, so we gotta do a little hardware run to get some 2x4, which gives us more clearance for this low jack to make it all the way in. God damn it.
I should brought my sunglasses. Whatever. Here we go.
Yes, sir. These guys, Pittsburgh ramps. Damn, dude, that's how big it.
I don't know, but where is it gonna fit in the Miata?
$60 on this. Now the story is how we're gonna hold it. So I'm probably gonna have to straddle it in the passenger seat.
You don't think we could just put it right here?
Bro, that's about a. Yo, that's gonna fly off, bro. One hard braking. You brought the wrong car.
You did bring the wrong car. I had an SUV.
That's a nice Honda. Anyways, I'll probably straddle it, so that's the only way.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. For those of you guys wondering, it's my leg. This is the ramp. Barely have any space. Freaking kissing it. All right, Guido, get us home.
Safely.
Please.
There it is. Slight. Perfect. Stop. A little forward, a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. Stop, 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 stop. Go back. Just a little bit back. Back a little bit. Okay. Stop. Turn it off. It touches. They're gonna hit. They're gonna grind.
Wait, what does it touch? Oh yes, I thought. I freaking thought. I was like, that front lip.
You know they make. I know you know they make the Mishimoto or whatever.
Yeah.
Two-piece one. That's
Yeah.
like really long.
So, one of my concerns was that this front lip was gonna touch, and it does touch. And so these Pittsburgh ramps is my bad. These Pittsburgh ramps is not gonna work. So we gotta go back, return these guys, just go old school 2x4. We're back from Home Depot and returning the Harbor Freight jack, the ramps. We went to Home Depot. We got these guys. We got 8 pieces of 1.7-inch planks. We were using these as essentially platforms.
Sorry.
To then jack up the Supra. But we got these for free. So shout out to Home Depot for the free scrap wood. Yes, sir. So Guido's right now working on getting the OEM exhaust off. Just trying to get those braces off underneath the car. I am over here trying to fit up everything for the exhaust. So this is how the exhaust is. Again, with Magnaflow, you do get modularity. So the thing that goes to your downpipe, I went with this one because this one has a larger diameter and piping. Obviously, that means more flow compared to this one, which is a smaller diameter. Here it goes down to the Ys, and then when the Ys go down, this is Magnaflow's like proprietary, design, because this is a resonator chamber here, supposed to eliminate drone. And when it goes to the butterfly valve, I'm actually going to have that straight piped and test how that sounds. And then the reason why is because when you start the car on sport mode, you will hear a completely straight pipe. And then when you go on here, when you start the car in normal mode, here is your first set of mufflers. And so with the pairing of the
You know what the exhaust hangers are?
yeah, there's these gray looking guys. Where'd they go? These guys, yeah.
Yep.
Wait, am I supposed to take these guys off?
Yeah, we need to take the exhaust hangers off.
Do we have a hanger thing?
No.
How the hell do we take these off?
Benchy.
What?
Fire. The passenger side muffler tip up.
Okay.
Damn, boy.
There we go.
Woo! That was almost my face.
I'm sorry. You okay?
No. We didn't communicate, so that's fine.
So all the hangers are off. Boom, boom, boom. We just essentially just took all the hanger attachments with it too. We just bolt it back on. It's not too bad of a deal. And then the OEM muffler is off too. This thing is so heavy and it is just a pain in the ass, so just be careful when it comes off. Almost hit us in the face.
Woo! That was almost my face.
And now bringing all this hardware to that exhaust.
5 hours later.
We finally got the exhaust set up. The biggest problem is these V-bands.
V-bands.
Especially since it was used, they had a little.
No, I don't think so. I feel like it's because there's a lot of flexibility within the V-bands. There's a lot of fine tuning that you have to do. So you have to loosen one side, tighten one side, and then if it doesn't match, then you gotta vice versa it. The idea is there, but in theory, but in practice, it's a lot of fine tuning. It's very difficult. But I feel like we should have started maybe earlier or done it during the day, because messing with it's time consuming. We had the exhaust on within an hour, but getting it lined up and proper how we wanted it with the fitment, that took a long time. So
You heard him. I mean, it was really the V-bands. I can see the pros and cons to them. A lot of the time was spent just getting the fitment right, like the spacing on the left and right. We would constantly, one side would gain a space, the other side would lose a space. We were just trying to balance it out. Now we're just gonna put on back on the brace, button everything up, put the car down, and we're good to go. My hands are gross. Vito's tired.
Tired.
All right, this is what it sounds like.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you all are doing well. First things first, got a new lens. You can see everything now, so super excited about this. Trying to get more of my face into these videos now since I got the new lens. But within the clip, that you guys last saw, you know, we were able to get the exhaust on, the Magnaflow XMOD exhaust for the Supra. But the reason why I cut it short was because there is a exhaust leak.
Kevin, god damn it. Every fucking time, Kevin. God fucking damn it, seriously. I'm sorry.
So, really where the exhaust leak is, I'm gonna come to the back right here, is near the end right here. When you start up the car, there is just a little bit of just exhaust leak that's kind of escaping within this section right here. There's honestly nothing too crazy, but you know, it's still an exhaust leak. So our assumption is that, well, actually Francis pointed this out, but he was saying that it might be the V-bands. They might not be well mated to the piping at the moment when we tighten them. So I got new V-band bolts, as well as the nuts to kind of fix that exhaust leak. And in order for me to get those guys installed, we're gonna head over to Francis's shop, also known as SDR Garage. Get this guy on a lift, swap out these older bolts with the new ones I have here. These should work with the 3-inch V-bands. It comes with a new stainless steel hardware too. So got this by Vibrant Performance. So yeah, swapping out those older guys because this is a used exhaust. And you know, kind of like going back to it, you know, maybe in hindsight, I should have just done that from the get-go, like swap out the older bolts like that guy. Let me zoom in for that guy to make it a little bit more new. But we're figuring that out now, and yeah, that's kind of the plan for today. So let's take you guys with me. Just made it to SDR Garage. Traffic is fucking terrible. Clarence is the detailer's taking out. What is this, Peter? What is this? SC300? Isn't that the SC300?
Yeah, but the JDM version. Stop! Oh. Don't put the camera on me. I'm
All right. Well, Peter is basically gonna help me fix my exhaust leak.
Yes.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome, buddy.
Dude, this garage is pretty lit. This lot, Porsche, Drift, 86, a lot of Euro cars over there. There's an M3, EK, a lot of Type Rs, Evos, another M3 over there. So we gotta fix this shit now. Let's get it. So the problem now that we're having is that the Supra and the lift don't seem to be mating with each other in terms of the lift and jack points. And so we're just having trouble even getting the car up right now. So we're trying to think of a solution. Alright, we finally got the freaking Supra up. Figured it out. Now, just gotta do alignment on these guys. Really fix the exhaust leak as well as do some of the alignment because right now the resonators are touching with the muffler, so just adjust that a little bit. All right, exhaust installed. Thank you, Peter. You did a lot of work.
That was the hardest exhaust ever.
I know, dude. I'm sorry. A90s suck ass. We had difficulty getting on the lift. The lift points suck. We figured it out. No more exhaust leaks. The tips are decently aligned. I can live with that. And it sounds really good. So next is flybys, cold starts, everything of that nature. What is up, guys? Hope you guys like the video so far. I know it's a little bit lengthy, but you know, reviewing this exhaust as well as just kind of getting this exhaust set up was a bit of a pain in the ass. But in the last clips, you saw all of the sound, flybys, takeoffs, and things like that. And I kind of just want to close this video out by talking about some closing remarks about the Magnaflow XMOD Supra exhaust. Super looking all nice. I give it a nice little wash, and this white just pops so well. Let me see if I can adjust this polarizer filter so you can see all of the body lines without any glare. Still have to address the massive amount of brake dust that I get with the OEM brakes, but it's not too bad. Honestly, these wheels are kind of nice too. Excited to switch them out though. All right, so for the exhaust, in the last clip you saw all of the pulls, tones, and all of that. Honestly, this exhaust is pretty good for somebody who might want something a little bit more modular. Magnaflow is a little bit different than what are the current offerings on the market. You have HGS, you have AWE, you have ARC Performance. You have a lot of brands only within the dual, exhaust space. I just want to point out, I think those brands are pretty good in terms of the tonality. Obviously, you can go single exit, SP1R, RK, Made Heritage, all good options as well. So in my opinion, I feel like this exhaust is for somebody who lives in an area where they kind of want to retain their factory butterfly valve. At the same time, they want a unique tone. It's kind of funny because Japanese car, German engine, American exhaust. So with those three things in mind, in my opinion, Magnaflow does give a unique tone out of the car. B58 is definitely a great sounding engine, in my opinion, better than any of the S58s or N series engines and the M2s. So I got this exhaust for $1,000. MSRP is around $3K, and I got it used. Factoring in the total price, I'll throw up the number somewhere around here. But in my opinion, with the amount of work I had to go through, with the new hardware purchases, and I guess just like the struggles that I had to kind of figure out with used hardware, maybe in another life I would have gone and purchased an exhaust brand new. But in my logic, I want to save that money so I can buy more mods, because in my opinion, $3,000 is a lot of money, and I could have gotten something like an HKS, which some websites have it around $2,500, a little bit cheaper. But it was $1,000. I was able to see the exhaust in person. The dude was in the Supra forum, so that's kind of nice. And I could save that money and push it towards other mods in the future. In my opinion, I thought it was kind of worth. One minor little detail that kind of bugs me insane is that, let me see if I can get this just for you guys. In the exhaust, there is a slight little chip right here on the dry carbon fiber. Not really anything too crazy to think of, but for me as a perfectionist, it does drive me a little bit insane. Another thing I want to point out, Magnaflow currently does not sell tips for these guys. So you cannot buy just the tips for this exhaust or any of their exhaust. I did see on the website they're going to offer in the future. But I've heard stories about this Magnaflow exhaust, the clear coat, kind of turning gross. So that's one thing to consider if you are worried about like exhaust longevity and things like that. The previous owner had this exhaust on his car for around 6,000 miles, and he did drive it through the snow, which I guess kind of bothered me, but in all, it does sound good, it does work well. I swapped out the hardware, everything looks good, and I guess I can't complain. So I hope you guys liked the video. It was a little bit of a bitch and a half just getting this exhaust on. We went through a lot of struggles just kind of getting even the car up. Next video, I have a couple more mods coming, a little bit more of the aesthetic end of the Supra. Want to add some more carbon fiber pieces, kind of things like that. But yeah, hope you guys like the video. Exhaust is honestly one of the things I always wanted to do as a kid, and finally I get to do it on my car. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you later.